Hey, this is Don Cryptonium, the only wise word in the vast world of the cryptoverse. And today we are going to discuss DAOs, decentralized autonomous organization. This great invention that give the power in the hands of people, that gives the power in your hands, in my hands, so we can decide on the future. But what if I tell you that, or rather, what if you are cretin? What if I am cretin? Can we make the good judgment of things? What if the other guy is cretin, right? So we are going to discuss the DAOs. This is the beautiful representation to me of the current state of DAOs. It doesn't have to stay the same, so don't get offended. It might get better, in fact. So there is some drama because if you miss that, maybe you don't live in the cryptoverse like the Don Cryptonium. Someone seized the tokens. Not on Juno. They probably learned from us that it can be done. So good enough. Also, this video is sponsored by the Don Cryptonium validator on Nomic. So if you want to help Don Cryptonium, go to Nomic. So regarding DAOs, you see, I think there is the reason why the modern world and like sane states, countries don't really use the direct democracy. It's very difficult to use the direct democracy managing the bigger ecosystems, but there are examples of successful direct democracies, right? The small Swiss states use them, right? So if you have small village, the community, you can create the DAO instead of meeting in the one block to vote, and you can decide the fate of the community. But can you manage different backgrounds, different religions with the DAO when people are very diversified and where many people is in fact retard or retardetto? Maybe it's impossible. So what happened here, you see, give you quick background. There was the vote on Solend, which is like, what is it? So like some DeFi platform, I don't know. It's the DAO token, right? The DAO token. And they made the first prop. And of course, the first prop was like to seize the whale token. And many people would compare this to the Geno prop 16. There were some differences, okay? I owe this to community to explain that. So look at this proposal that was done. Grant emergency power to Solend Labs, which is DAO, to temporarily take over the whale's account so the liquidation can be executed OTC and avoid pushing Solana to its limit. So like it was like $100 million. If we would reverse few months back, that was $1 billion. And Solend is such a small DAO that the $500,000 decided the fate of the wallet that holds $100 million. That's DAO. Beautiful. So the difference, like many people don't get the difference, and I was against the Prop 16 because this is my values. I believe the markets, you try to fuck with the markets fuck with you, which is the definition of regulating the market. So I don't think that the people should really try to heavily be involved in this market. The DeFi, as it stands, the centralized finance, is not really decentralized. In fact, with this sort of action, it seems it's more decentralized than centralized finance, right? You can't do it. So the DAO is meant to be great, but you see people like to use it to seize the things, and I don't think it does really matter. So the Prop 16 was different because in this case it seems that the person actually purchased the tokens. It was their investment, and now they cannot decide on the fate of their own assets. The difference with Juno, important to say, although I was against this because I don't think that's the that's fair. Like, this is the market, and I don't think the season would make anything different. If the wallet would dump, it's fine. Would self-regulate, survive, no danger here. But yeah, the tokens that was seized in the Prop 16 was the tokens airdropped, which could give some morality. I wonder, like, some people say, yeah, like the purchase tokens are more valuable in the terms of belonging to the person, but does the question matter? Because we will see probably more of that shit, okay? And the question is, let's say someone will buy 5 million tokens of Juno right now. In few years, Juno goes up and the person start liquidating the Juno and selling, and it takes only one person to go, hey, this is danger for the network. And all it takes is this community to be like, yes, 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 and seize the tokens. That's all it takes. You know, I'm not saying you are this, but that's all it takes, okay? Takes one person. So there is the information on Cointelegraph, right? They approved, the DAO decided, the DAO approved, and then they made another prop, I guess. You know what they actually do it. After that governance, they created another governance, which only shows you how the community governance, how inefficient in this. Like, it's sick. That's how inefficient it is. So the Solend according to Solend, if Solana drops in price, the whales get liquidated, the lending platform might end up with a bad debt and strain the Solana network. Yes, why would you yes, but it's your own mistakes. That's how market works. That's how market works. The people get liquidated, the people make the bad decisions. Where the central authorities have control over those things, sorry, but this is bad governments, dictatorships. Often previously, I hate to use this word, that's what was essentially the communist governments doing often, but not only in other regimes. That's the things that are done. And what is the solution? Because you see, the world pretty much abandoned the direct democracy, and I don't know why people approve it that much, because you can't expect the whole community have better judgment, right? There are people who are really good at finance and certain things, and these people often are chose to be representatives in the countries. Often we still complain about them, but we try to choose the person that is the best representative and make the good judgment of the situation of the situation, because it really creates the issue. And this also I was accused of this, but really the majority can become the mob rule. Once they feel the power, they can actually control the network. Then it changes into this controlling entity, regardless is majority or not. And in the modern world, we are lucky that we do actually have the laws that protect minorities, not only religious minorities and stuff like this, but if the religion would be controlled by the DAO, then essentially what gives the DAO the power is to impose the certain religion on the minority. That would be actually possible. So DAOs, in order to survive, they probably need to evolve. The changes on the network that are done via DAO are slow, inefficient, wrong judgment. So we probably need the representatives that will be there and standing on the moral ground. Maybe the certain networks should have imposed their own rules, their laws that cannot be broken, right? Because we do have kind of the what is this? The blockchain things, and they say the wallet immutability, whatever, right? But it's the word. It's not executed. So do we need the rules that will be protected, and who will be protected? Like, maybe we should have the representatives that would protect this to avoid such a crazy situations. And I'm sure Solend will come with excuses, because everyone will always come with excuses. And really, like, we are in the ugly state of DAOs. I know that many people do think the DAOs are the future, but like, the fact that you would trust majority is such an outrageous thing that it's crazy. As I said, it would work in very small communities. It's a great tool, but it doesn't work on anything. And there was more issues. You see, let's give example of Osmosis. Osmosis is governed by the DAO, and Osmosis is one of my favorite products to use. I love these DEX. The user experience is beautiful. But during the bull market, the Osmosis incentivized a lot of pools. They incentivized a lot of pools that were not good projects. That would include Ponzi's, not only bad projects, the projects that are unable to survive. Those would also incentivize the DAO tokens without utility. So with this question, is that the DAO made the correct decisions by incentivizing this and being inefficient in spending the valuable token? No. If we would have authority deciding on this, we should count on the better judgment. And why, you would ask, why I think community had the bad judgment? Well, you see, what I was chasing on Osmo was just the yield. I saw this one, like, if this proposal will pass, for the first few weeks, when the hype will be, I will have 400% APR. And this is what most of the community thinks in this case. Hey, let's chase the yields, the prop passes, few weeks of good yields, I can sell the rewards. So this is motivation behind the community, because let's not pretend, people like to be incentivized, people like money, and that's what they are chasing. You as the dev might not think like this because you don't live in the real world, the Don Cryptonium world, you know? So this is my take on the DAOs. I would love to chat with someone who has some opinions, who has the contrarian opinion to Don Cryptonium about the current state of the DAOs, right? And some people would like, hey, governance is everything. I don't fucking care. If the governance is made up of the people who lack the common sense and the right judgment, right? There's more problem with DAOs actually, which extends to DeFi, and the issue is that DeFi was mainly made of the DAO tokens without utility and its value, and you make the pools and hold the centralized financial system by exchanging the DAO tokens and incentivizing people with exchanging the DAO tokens, like, which doesn't make sense. It Ponzi, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. I would get caught up on this as well, but it doesn't make sense. So DeFi would be cool if you can actually get with other assets, have like other utility, like companies behind this that generate actual profits, right? Like, but if you exchange the DAO tokens like this, hey, let's exchange our votes. That's it. Welcome back. Don Cryptonium's out. More videos are coming on the subject. I of course invite you to discussion. Leave the comment, chat to Don Cryptonium, like this video, share this video, help the Don Cryptonium, delegate to Don Cryptonium or Bad Kids on the Stargaze, because that's how you support Don Cryptonium. So far, I look everywhere and I feel Don Cryptonium has the best moral core of all crypto. So I think it's worth. For now, Don Cryptonium's out. Till the next time.